This week's podcast is brought to you by Southwest Sanitation. Since 1967, the professionals at Southwest Sanitation have brought you reliable and honest service. We offer commercial, rural, and residential services, as well as roll-offs and portable toilets. Call your locally owned and operated neighbors at Southwest Sanitation for all your sanitation needs. 507-532-4500.
Welcome to the 8th edition of the Headlight Hot Seat. Thank you for listening. And today's guest is our third of 3 fall sports coaches at TMB, Mr. Billy Dean, the new cross-country coach. Thanks for coming in, Billy.
Thank you very much for having me.
So let's start, as I always do, with your background, your history. Go ahead and tell us about your journey in younger years with education, how you got in Tracy, and about your family too.
Yeah, so I was born in Canton Falls, Minnesota, and then my family, after 7th grade, my family moved to New London Spicer, where my parents were originally from, and I graduated from NLS in 2009. From New London, I went on to college, went to SMSU, graduated in 2015 with a teaching degree, and student taught in Lake Benton. My family, I met my wife Erin at SMSU, and we've been together since 2012. And we now have 2 lovely children. Beckett is 6, and Adeline is 3.
Handful.
So, yeah, we're growing. Yep.
So what grades would that put him in?
Beckett is in kindergarten, and Addie just started her first year of morning preschool.
Ooh.
Yeah. Weird having both of them going to school already.
Well, I know. Enjoy it because it goes by fast. It's cliche, but they call them cliches because they're true.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
So let's start with teaching. What drew you to teaching? And I've asked my daughter this because she's a teacher in Watertown, South Dakota now. It's not easy, and you're not going to get rich. And with all the new regulations and what the Department of Education comes out with every year, you got to kind of go by their rules sometimes.
Yep.
So what was when did you find that passion for teaching?
So I find myself to be pretty fortunate because I kind of knew what I wanted to do right away.
Right away meaning like
high school.
In high school?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was never like a honor roll student. I'd make the B honor roll, but I enjoyed school. I enjoyed the atmosphere of school. And it was a fun place for me to be. Mm-hmm. And I thought that would be something that I would enjoy doing as I grew up. But it was when I first started out my journey of teaching, my thought process was I loved sports, and I still do.
I knew you were going to go there.
Yep, I loved sports, still do, and I was like, yeah, coach and a teacher. Mm-hmm. But as I continued my journey through education and at SMSU, it quickly became teaching then coach, because teaching is my number one job.
Yep.
And I love what I do. I love the people that I work with. I enjoy working with the kids and all the different things that they come up with and say, and just trying to help them, guide them through their education career. And coaching is my secondary thing now, and I love coaching as well. But it's been kind of fun seeing how it's transformed throughout the years from when I first started to now.
So in teaching, you could teach at any level. Why the grade school level? Why the little kids, little guys and girls?
I just feel like I could make more of an impact on the younger kids. Mm-hmm. I've always, growing up, all my young cousins that were all younger than me, they were always jumping on me, and I was kind of the fun older cousin playing around and stuff like that. But just watching them work and watching them grow, as they continue their education career, I've always enjoyed it, and I've felt like I've work well with kids, and they make it fun. They make every day interesting because
Is
you
there-
never know.
Yeah, and that's got to be the spontaneity of it. But is there a secret to being a good teacher?
Oh, I
Okay, I threw you off on that one.
no, that was good. That's a good. I just think trying to stay consistent, and I always think of my job as a teacher. My number one job is to keep the kids safe in school, and then my number two job is to teach them. But I just having fun, having fun, and obviously following the standards and making sure that you're teaching the kids what you're supposed to be teaching them. But if you go into work and you're not having fun and you're not going to enjoy what I think that can go with anything. You're not going to enjoy what you do.
So you can teach, and you can teach the kids and have fun at the same time. How do you pull that off? I mean, it can't be all fun and games, and it can't be all books and pencils.
Yeah.
Or laptops now, I should say.
Yep.
Where's that balance? Where do you find that balance?
I mean, with every job, you have your good days and your bad days. I mean, every single job. But I mean, for me, it could be reading a story to the kids and making my voices different, trying to like match the girl voices with like a higher pitch voice or something crazy like that, and then just making the readings fun so the kids are engaged and stuff like that. But we also, I like to add in just fun things throughout the year as well. In my class, we do a silent ball championship, and it's a game that my class plays, and I have a bracket from every year that we've played it, and we have a champion and everything, and I keep the brackets up on my wall just as kind of a reminder of all the kids that I've had in my room, and it's just something kind of fun.
Silent ball.
Basically, you're just playing catch in a circle
Okay.
silently, and we can go through all the rules, but that would take
we
quite a
don't have
while. But
Is that your brainchild?
yeah,
Really?
I think so. Yep. Other classes, I know that they've played it in like Mrs. Benson's music class before.
Okay.
But I create a bracket every year, and it's kind of a tradition. We do it last day of school. We hold our championship. So throughout the year, we'll play silent ball 10 times, throughout the year. A little bit of a brain break every once in a while. And then we'll have our championship day will be that last day. And it's fun because I have kids that will come back and they'll look at the bracket and say, oh yeah, I remember, they won that.
So I have to drill into this a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna go off schedule. So is this like a elimination tournament? So
Yes.
at the end of the year, there'll be 2 kids left, or
Nope. So we'll play it throughout the year, but then end of the year, everybody is in. And we basically just form a circle in my room. And, we keep it as fair as we can. But ultimately, if you make an uncatchable throw, you're out.
you're out.
If there is a catchable, or if there's a ball that's catchable and you drop it, you're out. And we go until there's one person left.
Who's the reigning champ?
Oh, last year, a boy in my class won it. Name was Justin, and he won it last year. I've only won it 1 year out of all
you
the
can
years
win?
that I play it.
You partake?
I partake. I'm right in it with the kids.
Oh, that's gotta be cool for them.
Yeah, I think they enjoy it.
They want to beat you.
Oh yeah. They want to beat me and they want to be the last one standing. I've only won it once, and I've been doing it since 2017 was the first 2016 to 17 school year. Shout out to Mrs. Molitor. She won it 1 year when she was a para in my room, but that's been the only 2 adults that have ever. Usually, it's always a kid.
So how does
that
an
wins.
adult not win it? I mean, you're an adult. You got this, right?
Yeah,
Is
I make bad throws, every once in a while.
intentionally, or because you don't want to? You could probably win it every year if you wanted to.
I mean, I would hope so, especially since I was a junior high baseball coach for a while. So throwing and catching, hopefully I got that part
You got
down.
that mastered.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't want to win it every year because that's not fun for anybody. I want the kids to win it. I want the kids to enjoy themselves. I've been out in the second round a couple times before. Just
Baseball coach in my butt.
yeah.
We need to screen our coaches better.
I think so.
Tracy. Let's go out of the classroom a little bit. Your coaching background before this cross country season. How many different sports have you been involved in? What levels?
Quite a few. So I started out as a wrestling coach, and I've been doing that ever since I got here. So I actually started coaching wrestling before I started teaching here, because I started teaching in January 4th of 2016. So I started halfway through the year, but I started coaching wrestling that season. So it was November, December of 2015 into 2016. And I've been coaching wrestling ever since. I've coached junior high baseball for a number of years. Last year, I coached assistant softball coach last year. And then if you want to get into some of the other things, I've done
Park and
summer rec,
Yep.
For quite a few summers. And then I also helped Greg Carlson out with flag football during the fall for the last few years as well. So I've had a lot of good experiences, and I think they've all taught me something a little different, which is good.
I'm going to ask you a question I asked other coaches, and they declined to answer. What's your favorite sport? You can decline to answer.
See, I kind of think of this as I think of all my other categories when other people ask me, like, what's your favorite movie and what's your favorite this and that. I have to break it down into categories, and people always say, well, that's not fair. Well, I have a favorite comedy movie. I have a favorite action movie. I love wrestling and cross country. They're both professional sport, probably baseball. I love watching baseball.
Okay.
But wrestling and cross country, I really enjoy both of those sports. It's a lot of mental, and you kind of find out who you are.
Individual sport, too.
It's individual and team. Yes.
Right,
So, I mean, you can,
yep.
you can go in both. So I love them both, different reasons, but they're both unique in their own way.
And I'll say the same thing I said to Heather. You answer it like a politician. But that's cool. That's very cool. But it is September. You should go cross country right now. And then if I ask you again in December or January, wrestling for sure.
Probably, yeah.
So your decision to take over the cross country team this year, that's a big step.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of assisting.
Yep.
This is your first head coach experience.
Yep.
Why make that decision? Was it just because there was a void and you naturally filled it, or?
So I've always known I've wanted to be a head coach. And I've told Carl this many times, and we've joked about it. When I first came to Tracy, I was like, yeah, head coach, let's go. Like 2-3 years down the road, head coach. But as we got into it and the season goes on, and there's so many things that go into it that you don't think about.
Not very fun things too, like scheduling and
Yes.
whatnot.
Yep. And so then I kind of took a step back and I was like, I am very, very happy where I'm at right now. Assistant coach. But I've been coaching this will be my 10th year coaching wrestling coming up, which is crazy to think about. And I felt like I was ready. I don't know if you're ever truly ready to take on something new. You learn as you go. And I ran cross country in high school, so I knew the sport. I didn't walk into it not knowing anything. But it's always something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a head coach at some point.
Is it just me, or do wrestling programs in high school like the leader in consistency with coaching? It seems like all these teams that I see, it's the same coach. Carl's been doing it for over 30 years.
Yep.
And there's you, and there's Carlson, and who am I missing?
Rick Johnson.
Of course,
Yep.
Rick. Sorry, Rick. Why is that? Is it that just that wrestling family bond type thing, or?
I think so. Wrestling is one of those sports where and this is kind of the way I view it, it's kind of in your blood. Like it's a part of you, whether you do it just in high school or if you move on and do it in college. The bond that you make with people in that sport is, I think, different than any other sport. I mean, lots of coaches will say that, but you're not cutting weight in any other sports, and that, people have their different viewpoints on that and don't want to get into all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a network of people that share very similar experiences and
love the sport, obviously.
love the sport.
Big time.
Yep.
But you didn't wrestle in high school.
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I wrestled in high school, and then I went on and I wrestled at SMSU.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that.
Yep.
I didn't do my homework on you very well. So wrestling and cross country, obviously very different.
Yeah.
They're individual / team sports.
Yep.
But you talk about wrestling, you talk about cutting weight or making weight.
Yep.
Cross country, of course, is not like that. I'm curious. I know what wrestling practices can be like. What about cross country practices? Because to the layman, it's like, okay, you run.
Yeah.
Is that, there's got to be some strength and conditioning going on with that. What are practices like for cross country?
So we try to switch it up the best we can. Like today we did a fun run. Usually the day before a meet or the day after a meet, we try to take it easier where it's just miles. You're going out, you're putting in miles. Sometimes we like to call it conversation pace, where you're not running like 5K speed. You can run a little bit slower where you can talk with somebody. But for the most part, in our practices, we're doing speed workouts where we'll do intervals and they'll have 200s, 400s, 800s. We'll do some longer distance runs, 4 or 5 miles, just to get in that extra work. And we try to 2 to 3 days a week, we try to add in some sprints at the end just to incorporate like the end of a race.
Okay.
Like this, your surges. And then we'll do a lot of core, because running and core kind of go hand in hand. And then try to get in the weight room 1 or 2 times a week, the best we can, but schedules get kind of busy sometimes. So
Is it similar to a track practice? I got to imagine it kind of is, but yet
I think part of it is, now for sprinters, maybe not. For your distance runners, I would think it might be a little bit more common. I can't speak on the track side of things because I've never done track before, but we do track workouts during cross country season. Like on Monday, we did an interval training. We did 4 200s, 4 400s, and then 4 200s. But we tried to put them in a racing mindset. The first 4 200s was like the beginning of your race. You're not sprinting, but you're running faster than a 5K pace because the beginning of your race is faster. And you want to get your spot in the order. Because if you start too far behind, it's harder to catch back up sometimes. So the beginning of the race, you're out a little bit quicker. And then the 400s, we're trying to do 5K pace. And then the last 200s, we're doing end of race pace. So trying to incorporate a race the best we can.
So I know through the stories I write, the kids are knocking down PRs like crazy already. And that can be traced to you and your fellow coaches, Kat and Mitchell. What is your goal as a coach in the first year? Because I got to imagine it's tough to build a program when you're competing with football, you're competing with volleyball, huge in Tracy, and it has been for decades.
Yep.
There was a time, I'd say 2000s, we had the Gifford girls and we had the Tholen kids, and the program kind of hit a little bit of a zenith, and then it died down. And maybe it's harder to get kids to come out, or, for whatever reason. Is that one of your goals, Billy, is to not just succeed and get the PRs, but to look to the future too? And we got to build this program. How do you do that?
Definitely. I want to build a program that other teams look at and respect and say, Tracy's here.
And you go against those, I mean, Canby.
Oh, for sure.
Laverne, Redwood Valley.
Yes.
You see them.
At the Canby, and I think of this as a sign of respect. At the Canby race, I told our boys, because we've raced Canby in every race this year, and they got a good team. They got boys and girls are both very good. And, our girls team, we don't quite have enough right now to fill a full girls team, which we're trying to fix that. But our boys team, we got enough to fill a varsity team. And I told
where'd
the boys,
Jaxter Farr come from? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's been
His
awesome.
first year, right?
First year.
I'm sorry to interrupt you,
Freshman.
but when
No,
you
that's
said
okay.
when you said boys filling out a team, he's the first name that came to mind. Like, my gosh.
Yeah, he is definitely one starting out the year. I thought he could be in our varsity mix. Top 7 is varsity. But the last 2 races, he's been our number 1 runner. And it's not like we've been running bad races either. And Jaxter's been running a great race, and I think our other athletes have been running a great race. Jaxter's just hungry.
Yeah,
He
and the
likes to
boys-
compete.
The boys in general, sixth at was it sixth at Canby? Or
6
no,
at Tracy. Yep. Out of 13.
I
Yep.
don't remember the last time it was a top 10 team.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I'd have to look back. And then Canby yesterday, we were 3rd. There was only 7 teams there, but I mean, finishing top half in back-to-back races was a nice accomplishment. But yeah, I told our boys, try to find somebody from Canby and run with them.
Yeah.
Because they are a good team. And if
They
we
set
do
the
that,
standard,
they
don't
set
they?
the standard. Yeah. And if we do that, we're going to have a good race.
And that's not like an insult to the kids, look
No.
for the better runners, quote unquote.
Yep.
But it's just if they can keep pace with them,
Yeah.
maybe later on in the season, sections or next year, Canby will be the ones trying to chase down the Panthers.
Yeah, and that's my dream. That's my hope is I want to build a program where we go to meets and we are respected by people, but we're also like, oh, Tracy's here, so we gotta run hard today to keep up with Tracy.
Yeah.
They're gonna push us, and that's what that's my end goal is to every year be consistent.
And part of that is building the program, getting kids like Jaxter
Yes.
into it. And, maybe they're track stars, maybe they're not,
Yep.
but they're never going to know until they try, right?
Yes.
Kind of like that. And I don't know if Jaxter ever knew it, but speaking of him, I'm curious, are there any other nice surprises from kids this year? I don't like to single out kids too much, but I got to imagine you got girls like Miranda Mishke, who is really coming on strong this year. And
Yeah.
go ahead.
She's placed in 2 out of our 3 meets this year, which has been great. And
Seventh in Canby?
Yep, 7th in Canby, which was awesome. Taylor Squires is a newcomer this year. This is his first year out, and he's one of our top 3 to 4 boys every race. Lainey Jackals from Westbrook as well. She has been running in the junior high races, and we're hoping to get her up into that varsity level, but she has placed in every meet. I think she took second in Tracy, and then she just took second again in Canby in the junior high race, which has been great. Sam Wyborg from Westbrook as well has placed in Tracy last week in the junior high race. Jaxter Farr, we've talked about him. He's been a pleasant surprise. I just collectively as a whole, our group has just been running hard. We've been doing well. Jackson Jenigas has been a consistent top 4 for us. Weston Martin, Owen Byer just ran a PR. That to me was, he ran a PR in Canby, which is the hardest race. It was a super hard course, and he PR'd by 55 seconds, and it was just insane. But I think a big part of this too is our coaching staff. Mitchell and Kat are awesome. Like Mitchell ran in Winona cross country and track.
Yep.
Kat has been awesome from Westbrook, bringing the kids over. from Westbrook every day, and they've just been. We can bounce ideas off of each other. We can disagree, and still everything's good. And I trust those two with any decisions. I mean, they've been awesome.
And you mentioned a number of Westbrook Walnut Grove kids. What does it mean to have them as part of this co-op with cross country? Nothing against the Tracy kids at all, but
Yep.
It's like the soccer team when they used to play here.
Yep.
A lot of WWG kids.
Yes.
Same with cross country. That's got to be nice to have those kids filling otherwise what would be voids.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep. I mean, Jackson, he's one of our top 4 runners, which he's been a big part. Sam Wyborg, as an 8th grader, he's been doing great things as a 7th and 8th grader. He's going to be a big part of our team as he grows up. Zach Jones, he is new this year, but he's from Westbrook, and he's been running well as a first-year runner. And then we have Miranda, who's been, she's been our top girl runner. Evelyn Renschler is our number 2 girls runner right now, and she's been doing a great job. Lainey Jackals has been placing in junior high meets, and then Jaden Nelson has been doing a great job too, running hard. They come to practice, they work hard, and
Well, they probably appreciate being able to do this because they don't have a program over there.
yeah,
And it's nice that not only is it benefiting TMB,
yep.
but the WWG part is cool too.
For
'cause
sure.
It gives those kids an opportunity.
And I know that Abby Klumper, the AD over in Westbrook, has been pushing for cross country for a long time.
Has she?
Yeah, and they finally were able to get it paired with us, and it's been a great pairing. It's really added great kids, great athletes, but they're even better people to our program.
And it's nice for both sides to get to know people they otherwise wouldn't.
For sure.
They're just students from their Chargers or
Yeah.
their Panthers.
Yep. And it adds a fun rivalry to the other sports as well.
Yep.
Like Jackson Jenigas is a great baseball player. Taylor Squires is a great baseball player. And now when they play each other in baseball, they're going to have that respect for one another. That I know you're my teammate from cross country, but now we're playing against each other. Game on. It's kind of fun to see that. Yeah,
it
it
makes
is
it fun
fun
for the kids, and those rivalries like DMB and MCC in football.
Yep.
It's a classic one because
Yep.
they're baseball rivals, football rivals.
Yes.
RTR kids as well.
Yep.
It's funny how these kids know each other so much. Back when I was in school years ago, we didn't have social media to keep track of each other. We didn't want to.
Yep.
We weren't, we knew who each other were, but we weren't friends with them
Yep.
on or off the court. We just weren't. And it's funny how it's changed over the years so much where all these kids, I wouldn't say buddies, but they kind of are.
Yeah, and the ultimate goal, in my opinion, we're trying to. The end goal is not sports in high school. We want to make you a good person and get you ready for the real world after you graduate high school. And a lot of these kids will go off into college, and some of these kids who are their rivals now could become some of their best friends once they get to college. I had that happen with me with a couple of people who kicked my butt in wrestling in high school. I was teammates with at SMSU, and we were really good friends. They were invited to my wedding, and and
that's sports. It's not just about state championships
Yes.
and medals
Yep.
and pats on the back and being, whether you're the star quarterback or whatever.
Yep.
There's so much that can be learned through sports in high school.
For sure. And some great friendships and lifelong friends that you can build and create through sports.
So sorry.
No,
So
you're good.
Canby's the toughest course you run all year, right?
So far, yeah. Yep.
I thought it would be Tracy because that hill, the 7 hill, or going up 8.
Yep.
Does that frustrate kids at all? Or does that motivate them even more when you got a tough course? And what is a tough course by definition? Is there a definition? Is it hills?
I think so for the most part. I know it frustrates other schools because I hear them come in all the time. They're talking about, oh, we don't like Tracy course.
Yep.
but we get cookies afterwards, so we like it here. And so it's kind of funny, hearing other kids from other towns talking about it.
You got to earn your cookie in Trace.
You got to earn your cookie. Yep. But Hills has a lot to do with it. And I think, Tracy, we have one spot where they go down, it'd be the number 7 tee box. Yep, they kind of go down there, up the bridge, going towards the 7 green. And then they got to go around 7 green.
Up to 8.
Up to 8 tee box, and then down that hill. And then if you ever play golf in Tracy, you tee off on 8, and it's a hill straight down into the river. Well, the kids run up that hill in the front. And it's not so much that it's a hill that makes it tough, it's angled. So they run up it at an angle. And then they get to the top of that, and they go back down when you're leaving the tee box on 8. They go past that bridge, and then that hill straight in front of you, they go up that hill. And they do it twice.
And there's no path on that last hill.
No.
That's just grass.
It's great. Yeah. So there's a dirt path kind of that goes up it, but we have the kids running the grass because we don't want them, if there's a rock or something in the middle of the pathway. So they run in the grass. So the fact that they have to run it twice, that hill, does make it quite challenging, but can be. Their course, their hill isn't quite as steep, I don't think, but it's longer. And once you get to the top of the hill, you're at about 800 meters left until the finish. So it's like right at the end of the race, which Tracy's is too. Once you come up the second time up that hill, you're going into the finish. But that one is a doozy of a hill as well. It's tough.
I don't know, what would be tougher, a steeper, shorter hill or a longer, less steep hill? I mean, I would be horrible at them both. I'd sprain both my ankles trying to get up them, but
Yeah.
it's probably a preference for the kids, an individual preference.
Yeah, and I'm sure it is. I mean, I would prefer a shorter hill just because you can surge up it faster, where the longer hill, I mean, you keep going and it feels like it never ends.
You don't train on the golf course though, so how do you get these kids used to these hills?
So we did train on the golf course once
do?
this year. Yep.
Oh, you did?
We
Okay.
And I don't know if that's something that Maria's done in the past. I think they've went out there before.
I know she brought them out to Garden Park, the sledding hill.
Sure. Yep. So my philosophy kind of was, this is our home meet, so why not see if we can't go practice on it? And so I went out to the golf course, and they were kind enough to allow us to come out a certain time of the day. So we went out there 2 days before our meet, and we ran our course, and then we did the hills on our course a couple times just to kind of prepare the best that we could. But other than that, there's some hills around town that we'll go out and run to try and prepare for a hillier course the best that we can.
Where's Sections this year?
Sections is in Madison,
Madison. Okay.
and I don't know what that course looks like. Conference is in Cottonwood, and that's a nice flat course.
You've done that.
Yep.
Open the season, didn't you?
Yep. Opening the season in Cottonwood, but it's nice and flat, so it's kind of nice. But
That's my kind of course.
yep, definitely
In a golf cart.
in a golf cart. Yep.
Billy Dean, you are off the hot seat. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
This week's podcast was brought to you by Southwest Sanitation. Since 1967, the professionals at Southwest Sanitation have brought you reliable and honest service. We offer commercial, rural, and residential services, as well as roll-offs and portable toilets. Call your locally owned and operated neighbors at Southwest Sanitation for all your sanitation needs. 507-532-4500.